India's rise as the world's pharmacy, a story of hope and resilience. When you think about global healthcare, a name that often comes up is India. Over the years, India has become known as the world's pharmacy, a title that reflects its extraordinary role in providing affordable medicines and vaccines to billions across the globe. But behind this recognition lies a deeply human story, a journey of visionaries, scientists, and ordinary people who worked together to turn a developing nation into a global healthcare leader. India's rise as the world's pharmacy is not just about numbers or market shares. It is about lives saved, illnesses cured, and hope restored. The early struggles, building a foundation. India's journey into the pharmaceutical world began humbly in the years following its independence in 1947. At that time, the country was heavily dependent on imported medicines, which made healthcare expensive and inaccessible to most of it. The global generic giant. By the late 20th century, India had established itself as the largest producer of generic medicines in the world. Generic drugs are essentially the same as branded drugs in terms of efficacy, but cost a fraction of the price. This affordability brought healthcare within reach for millions in low and middle-income countries. One of the most inspiring examples of India's impact came during the global HIV/AIDS crisis in the early 2000s. At the time, antiretroviral drugs were priced so high that they were out of reach for most people in developing nations, particularly in Africa. Indian pharmaceutical companies, led by Cipla, decided to take on this challenge. They produced generic versions of these life-saving drugs, reducing the cost from thousands of dollars to just a few $100s per patient annually. This bold move didn't just save millions of lives. It also redefined the global healthcare landscape, proving that affordable medicine could go hand in hand with high quality. India, the vaccine powerhouse. While India's role in medicines is significant, its contributions to global vaccination efforts are equally, if not more, impactful. India produces about 60% of the world's vaccines, protecting millions from diseases like polio, measles, and hepatitis. A major force in this field is the Serum Institute of India, SII, the world's largest vaccine manufacturer by volume. For decades, SI has been a silent hero in the fight against preventable diseases, ensuring that even the poorest nations have access to life-saving vaccines. The COVID-19 pandemic brought India's role into sharp focus. As countries around the world scrambled for vaccines, the Serum Institute stepped up, producing billions of doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine, branded as Covishield. But India didn't stop there. Through its Vaccine Maitri Vaccine Friendship initiative, India donated millions of vaccine doses to countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. For many of these nations, India's generosity was the difference between hope and despair. People behind the progress. What truly sets India apart is the human spirit driving its pharmaceutical success. Behind every drug and vaccine are countless scientists, chemists, and factory workers who dedicate their lives to improving global health. These are people who work late into the night in laboratories, perfecting formulations, and those who ensure that production lines run smoothly to meet the growing global demand. It's also the visionaries who dared to dream big, entrepreneurs like Dr. Yusuf Hamid of Cipla, who famously slashed the prices of HIV drugs, and the Poonawalla family of Serum Institute, whose commitment to affordable vaccines has saved countless lives. And let's not forget the policymakers who laid the groundwork for success, from the architects of the 1970 Patent Act to today's leaders investing in initiatives like the Production-Linked Incentive (PLI) scheme to boost domestic production of active pharmaceutical ingredients, APIs, rising to challenges. India's journey as the world's pharmacy hasn't been without its challenges, but India has shown resilience. The government and private sector have launched initiatives to reduce dependency on imports and strengthen domestic API production. With programs like the PLI scheme, India is ensuring that its pharmaceutical supply chain remains robust and self-reliant. Another challenge has been the perception of quality. Although most Indian manufacturers meet stringent international standards, occasional lapses have brought scrutiny. Yet, the industry has consistently risen to meet these challenges, with over 1,400 manufacturing plants approved by global regulatory bodies like the US FDA and WHO. The human impact. Numbers and policies only tell part of the story. The real impact of India's rise as the world's pharmacy is felt in the lives it has touched. It's the mother in Kenya who can afford life-saving HIV treatment for her child because of Indian generics. It's the elderly man in Brazil who can manage his diabetes without worrying about the cost of insulin. It's the millions of children vaccinated against polio, giving them a chance at a healthy life. These are the stories that define India's legacy. Behind every statistic is a face, a family, and a future made brighter because of affordable healthcare. The future of India's pharmaceutical industry. India's journey as the world's pharmacy is far from over. The country is now venturing into advanced therapeutics, including biologics, gene therapy, and precision medicine. Investments in research and development, R&D, are growing. And Indian companies are beginning to compete in high-value markets like oncology and autoimmune diseases. Domestically, initiatives like Ayushman Bharat, which aims to provide universal healthcare to millions of Indians, are creating new opportunities for the pharmaceutical industry to innovate and expand. On the global stage, India's commitment to affordable medicine and equitable healthcare remains unwavering. As the world faces emerging health challenges, from antimicrobial resistance to new pandemics, India is poised to play an even greater role in shaping the future of global health, a legacy of compassion and innovation. India's rise as the world's pharmacy is a testament to what can be achieved when innovation meets compassion. It's a story of a nation that refused to accept healthcare inequities and instead became a beacon of hope for billions. In every pill, every vaccine, and every breakthrough, there is a commitment to humanity. India's journey is not just a success story for the pharmaceutical industry, it is a triumph for people everywhere who believe that healthcare is a fundamental right, not a privilege. As India continues to innovate, expand, and lead, its legacy as the world's pharmacy will remain one of the most profound contributions to humanity in the 21st century. Thank you. We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's topic. Leave a comment below. And while you're here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support our channel.